You already know that even if you are on a tight budget, beer festivals are some of the most fun you can have on a hot summer's day. But which ones are actually worth your time in 2025? Some festivals have been around forever, but others? They're stepping up their game with crazier lineups, rare brews, and experiences you won't find anywhere else. This year, we're talking massive pours, insane collabs, and festivals that go way beyond just great beer. Think next-level food, live music, and locations that turn a weekend into a full-blown experience. So if you're looking for the best, the newest, and the must-visit beer festivals of 2025, this list has you covered. Let's tap the keg. First up, we're kicking things off in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the city that basically wrote the book on American brewing. Milwaukee Beer Week is more than just a festival. It's a week-long tribute to beer history, blending the city's old-school roots with its booming craft beer scene. Picture this: brewery tours, live music, free tastings, and beer-loving locals turning the whole city into a celebration. Whether you're checking out a historic brewery that's been around for over a century or tasting something experimental from a local microbrewery, this is the place where tradition meets innovation without breaking the bank. Milwaukee takes its brewing legacy so seriously that some events even offer behind-the-scenes tours where you can see traditional beer-making methods in action. It's like stepping into a time machine with better drinks. Keep an eye out for free community events and brewery-hosted tastings. Milwaukee Beer Week is one of those festivals where you can have an incredible time without spending a ton. Next, we're heading to San Diego, California, where the craft beer scene is just as legendary as the beaches. The San Diego Craft Beer Festival is all about laid-back vibes, killer brews, and plenty of sunshine. Here, you'll find everything from hoppy IPAs to smooth lagers poured fresh from some of the best microbreweries on the West Coast. Add in live music, ranging from reggae to rock, and an easygoing crowd, and you've got the perfect recipe for a festival that's all about good beer, great weather, and zero stress. San Diego is home to more than 150 breweries, and every neighborhood has its own signature style. Plus, a lot of vendors offer discounts if you bring a reusable cup, so you can save money and the planet. Bring your own cup, stay open-minded, and sample a little bit of everything. The best part about this festival? You never know when you'll stumble on your next favorite beer. Now, let's talk about a festival that knows how to throw a party: New Orleans Brew Fest. If you love beer, live music, and that unmistakable New Orleans energy, this is the one you don't want to miss. Picture this: jazz music in the streets, beer flowing from local and regional breweries, and a crowd that's always ready for a good time. This festival is all about big flavors, bold brews, and a city that turns every event into a celebration. And the best part? A lot of tastings and live performances are totally free. New Orleans is a city where the weather can change in an instant, but that doesn't stop the party. Rain or shine, Brewfest keeps the drinks flowing, and the vibe never slows down. Pair your beer with some local food. Think jambalaya, po' boys, or fresh seafood. Trust me, nothing beats a cold brew with classic New Orleans flavors. Next up, we're heading to the Pacific Northwest for the Seattle International Beer Fest, where local meets global in the best way possible. Seattle is famous for its coffee and tech, but its craft beer scene, it's just as innovative. Picture this: a cool summer breeze, beer tents lined with brews from around the world, and a crowd that's just here to enjoy great flavors. This festival is all about community, variety, and discovering your next favorite beer. And the best part, many tastings are free, so even on a budget, you can experience the best of the best. Seattle's beer scene is just as experimental as its tech industry. Some brewers even host interactive sessions where you can learn how they create those bold, one-of-a-kind flavors. Get there early for the best free samples. You'll be surprised how much you can try before you even spend a dime. Now we're off to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where history, culture, and craft beer collide at the Philadelphia Craft Beer Festival. Philly isn't just about cheesesteaks and the Liberty Bell, it's also home to some of the most creative brewers in the country. Imagine this, walking through a festival packed with unique craft beers, live music, local street food, and art installations that showcase Philly's creative energy. It's a festival that blends tradition with modern flavors, and you don't have to spend a fortune to enjoy it. Philly's beer culture is so deep that some festival events include free brewery tours, so you can go behind the scenes and see exactly how your favorite beer is made. Check out the local art exhibits and live music sessions. It's what makes this festival feel like way more than just a beer event. Now let's talk about Austin, Texas, because there's no way we're skipping the Austin Beer Festival. This event is all about big flavors, great music, and that signature Austin energy. Think about it, craft brews, food trucks serving everything from tacos to BBQ, and live music that spans country, indie rock, and everything in between. Austin's beer scene is just as bold and creative as its music culture, and this festival proves it. Even if you're on a budget, there are plenty of free tastings and fun activities to keep the good times rolling. Austin is all about its Keep Austin Weird motto, and that totally applies to this festival. Expect experimental brews, pop-up art installations, and a few surprises that make this event stand out. Get there early for the best free samples, and don't be shy about chatting with the locals. Austin folks always have a good story, or a weird one to share. Next up, we're heading to Portland, Oregon for the Oregon Brewers Festival, where creativity meets craft beer. Portland is famous for its laid-back, artsy vibe, and this festival, it's the perfect reflection of that. Picture this, a summer afternoon outdoors, surrounded by local brewers, indie rock and folk bands setting the mood, and a lineup of beers that push the boundaries of traditional brewing. Portland's festivals are all about community, good times, and great flavors. And even if you're on a budget, you can still enjoy free tastings and some of the best food truck eats in the city. Portland's Keep It Weird motto extends to its beer. Expect to find some of the most experimental flavors out there, from barrel-aged stouts to IPAs that will totally challenge your taste buds. Check local listings. Pop-up events during the festival often bring even more unexpected surprises to the party. And finally, we're wrapping things up at the biggest beer festival in America, the Great American Beer Festival in Denver, Colorado. Denver is already a craft beer powerhouse, but this festival, it's on a whole other level. We're talking hundreds of breweries, thousands of beers on tap, and a full-day experience where you can sample some of the best brews from all over the country. In 2023, the festival featured over 800 different beers. So whether you're here for the classics or looking to discover something new, this is the place to do it. And even if you're watching your budget, there are plenty of free tastings, events, and chances to meet brewers who really know their craft. Get there early and plan your route. This festival is basically a giant beer buffet, and the best way to experience it is to sample as much as possible without missing the must-try booths. Ever been to a summer beer festival that no one's talking about, but absolutely should be? Drop your best hidden gem in the comments. And as always, keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop chasing the next great adventure.